I'm new on YouTube, so it takes a little minute for people to start rolling in. Uh, but, you know, can't wait till y'all get here. Uh, right now, I am so thankful for what you guys did by showing up for me last week. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. But y'all showed up and showed out for your girl. Appreciate you. As far as what I've been up to the past week, first of all, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all like something kind of like crazy that happened to me. Hey, I see we got somebody in here. I see. Feel free to say hi. Thank you for the thumbs up too. I see you. We'll start in a little bit in a little moment when a few more people come rolling in. But something kind of funny that happened to me. I have certain things that I'm particular about, right? Okay, so y'all know we had like a lot of rain. Hey, I see a couple of people in here. Feel free to say hi. We had a lot of rain in NYC the other day. Tell me why I had went out in slippers. Hi. Hey, I see you, Jake. I see you, Clovins. Appreciate y'all showing up and hitting that thumbs up. Um, so we had a lot of rain. Tell me why I went out in some Nike slides. My slide came off. I was on the ledge because I'm so iffy about things. Like my slide went in a puddle of water and I just saw it floating away from me. I was like, oh my God. And I was just standing there like this. So I see a couple of women walk past. So I'm like trying to stop somebody to get my slides for me. And of course, sometimes people not gonna stop and help you. So there was this one lady. She was pushing her car and everything, but she stopped because I was like, my shoe. And so when I explained to her like I can't step down, you see it's a puddle of water right there. So she got my slide, shook it off for me, and put it on my foot. So there's still kind people out there. It wouldn't have hurt any of y'all to stop. No, but seriously, sometimes you don't know what a little act of kindness means to somebody. Let's see. I see we got a lot of people in here. Okay. Um, let's see. Andre said it took so long for me to connect. Okay, well, at least you're here. I'm glad I'm not speaking to myself. The real be easy. I like that. Says stunning dress. Talk about it. Talk about it. I like to come on looking like a little something for you. Uh, Jake said you're so gorgeous. Thank you. Um, ooh. Oh, YouTube holding messages for review. Listen, be on your best behavior. Let's see. Charlie said, what? Don't do this. Don't bring that weird stuff over here. Um, what's up, Andre? Yes, a little floral something. Okay, so as you know, we are here. Well, some of you may notice, some of you may not, but you will soon. We are here for another episode of Team Thursday. So, we got a couple of things we're gonna get into. I always like to give y'all some good news, so we're gonna start with some good news. Then we're gonna get into like a new romance we're hearing about, right? Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson. Y'all know we cover sports a lot, so this is an interesting mesh, right? This is an interesting mesh of topics. And then we gonna talk about beef. Y'all know the Twitter war that's happening with Nicki Minaj and a number of people. I can't even just say one name. It's a number of people. Let's see. Okay. Well, thank you for saying that, Jarju. Uh, Folks said, careful, y'all. I got chewed out for making up my own words. Geronimo. Wait a minute. That's Dreezy. Dreezy. I did not know. You did not get chewed out. I had no idea what that was. So I didn't want to, I didn't know how to respond. I Googled that and it said something about a brand of kids' clothes. So I didn't know what to say. That's why I was like, I got to be honest. I don't know. Let's see. What up, Dreezy? The back porch said oh Lord. We gonna get some of those. Some people that just ain't seen me yet. This they first time. They like, wait, hold up. That's all they could talk about. It's all right. At least it's getting y'all attention. Okay. So, let's see. Alzazi said, beautiful. Thank you. Ron said, Fatima, do you know how to get sturdy? No, I'm not really a dancer. I'm not really a dancer like that. Um, let's see. Back porch said, I'm just playing, making some jokes. Nah, you good. Listen, if there's anything about us over here, we got a sense of humor, okay? So you good. Charlie says, sorry, I don't know how to talk to women. It's okay. Stick around long enough, you'll learn. Okay, so let's get into some good news. Wait, let's see. Dreezy said, also, Trump says he's looking for a way to yank Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. Yo, he making up his own rules. He don't even care if you was born here. If he wants you out of here, he's gonna get you out of here. Hey, thank you, Hill. I always like to come with a little special something. So thank you for the compliments on the dress. So we're gonna start with a little good news. I saw an interview of Flau'jae. Y'all know Flau'jae? She was on LSU. She's been on a lot of stuff. I mean, this young lady, I should say, is just incredible. She was on the Rap Game when she was younger. It was that show with Jermaine Dupri. So she was rapping on there. Then she was rapping on, I believe it was America's Got Talent. It was one of those. I believe it was America's Got Talent. And then she became extremely well known for playing on LSU. Talk about somebody who's multi-talented, right? And she actually, I think one of her motivations for going so hard is that her father, who passed away, he was he was killed. Her father, who passed away, he was an aspiring rapper, and he knew a number of people in the industry. And one of the reason I'm bringing this up as good news, not just because of her accomplishments, but because of something she talked about in her interview. So I know Boosie sometimes can be a polarizing figure for some folks, but she really shed light on something I think is beautiful. She said Boosie had just met her father before he passed away, and she said he really like stepped up for her in certain situations and would invite her to his mansion and treat her like one of his children. And I mean, she named other rappers that her dad knew, so I'm sure her dad knew those people for longer than a week. But the fact that Boosie took that role and he didn't have to, like, that is beautiful. That says a lot about his heart. So kudos to that man. Uh, let's see what y'all saying. Um, let's see. Be Easy said, "Did you see Ray J's last live? Someone better check on him." I didn't see the last live, but he's been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot. So I could only imagine. A Cool Touch said, "Hey Tima, you so beautiful in that dress. Thank you." Gina said, "Are your nails natural? They're pretty." Yes, they are. These are my natural nails. Um, yo, you know what's crazy? I actually helped move like last week, like beginning of last week, right? So I thought I was gonna lose these. I thought something would happen because I'm moving boxes and everything, and still got them. And that's thanks to my nail oil. I think I'll start selling my nail oils again. I took a little break, but yes, thank you for noticing, Gina. Some of my favorite things about myself are my nails. So it means a lot that you noticed them too. Let's see. Dreezy said, and he never mentioned it in public. That's the thing, right? A lot of people do good just for the sake of telling somebody, like, oh, yeah, I did this, I did that. You would have never known. At least I wouldn't have. Like, you would have never known. Like, that really says a lot about his character, you know? Okay, so now we gonna get into a new little romance. So we talk about basketball a lot. We talk about sports a lot. Um, yeah, Meg the Stallion, Klay Thompson. What y'all think about that? um, obviously, whatever they got going on, only they really know what it is or how serious it is or whatever. But from a marketing standpoint, I will say it's a good look for her specifically. For him, probably, I feel like with him it's like either or, but for her it's a great look. I think it distracts a lot of people from what's going on with the whole Tory Lane situation. You know, the epic saga. Uh, it distracts a lot of people from that because ever since they came out publicly as a couple, that's all I see now. Like, all I see is people talking about, oh, he bagged her, or like they're talking about that relationship. They're not because before you couldn't see posts about her without people consistently mentioning Tory Lanez and that whole situation. So I think just from a PR standpoint, I don't know how serious it is because only they know. Just from a PR standpoint, this was a great move for her. Um, I think it really changed. It really changed a couple of people's perception of her. Let's see. Be easy. And he spelled it just like that. Be easy. Said, ooh, handy around the house, my type of girl. Yo, I really be on my handy woman stuff. Like, y'all probably ain't seen this. And I'm not a pro. Like, I'm still learning. But I be doing little stuff. Like, I changed my, you know, the covers for your lights. Like, I changed that because I bought a cute little flower one on Amazon. Like, I really be on my handy woman stuff. Uh, you know what? Maybe I should put up a little video of that because I got a little footage of that. Um, Dreezy said, "Hold on, Tima. We gotta pause for a minute. Sick of this. Wait, what you mean?" Be easy said, "Might ruin Clay's image, low key." Oh my God, you really? I I feel like at least the comments and videos I've seen, dudes is like, "Oh, okay, we see how you moving." So I feel like when it comes to him, because people know he had nothing to do with that whole situation, it's more so I either see people warning him. I've seen that. People warning him. Or I've seen people like, "Oh, okay, he bagged her. Oh, all right." Like, nice looking girl. Like, I feel like she wouldn't ruin his image just because I feel like people don't associate him with that drama at all. I mean, as far as we know, he hasn't been in no drama for real. Like, so if anything, he's a good look for her. And I don't feel like she adds or takes away from his image at all. Um, let's see. Dreezy said she had to run to the other side without going all the way to the other side, if you know what I mean. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, Dreezy, when you say without going all the way to the other side, are you saying what I think you're saying? Because apparently she been on that side. I mean, we all know about the lawsuit. Moving on. We all know about it. I mean, someone is suing her for doing some things in front of them. So she been on that side. Um, let's see. Cool Touch said it doesn't save her from what she did to Tori. I don't think it saves her. I think it distracts people. I think from a PR standpoint, it's a great distraction. And largely, I think the public is easily distracted by things, right? The majority. Like, if something's like over here in your face all the time, you might start to forget about that little issue in the background, right? Um, Dreezy said, we just been ignoring the co-host for weeks and weeks now. Shout out to the mirror. Listen, you know they love you. Uh, you know they love you. You know, when I first was making a move to YouTube, I considered getting rid of my co-host. I was like, oh. But then I was like, listen, what would the broadcast be? Um, she's part of the talent. Okay, let's see. Hey, what's up, Kennedy? Dreezy said Michael Jackson's song Black or White. Oh, that's what you meant. That's what. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, I, I, I never thought that. Like when I heard that. You know what? See, that's the thing. You like. Let me not say you know the platform, but sometimes with him, I just see him as, even though I know I get it, it's a mix, but I just see him as like light skin. I think it's a perception thing, right? It's a perception thing. Um, Jake said, "Have you ever considered making ASMR?" with my, like, with what exactly? With, like, what type of ASMR? Because if it's what I'm thinking you talking about, then I have kind of, let me see, what kind of ASMR? Because they got the whispering ones. They got the ones where people flick a magazine, and then they have other ones. Let me know. Um, how I say this name? I'm gonna say Tamba said hi, hi. Y'all be on your best behavior. YouTube ain't playing. They holding these messages. Uh, Cool Touch said exactly. You can't split from your co-host. We're a package deal. Uh, Jake said tapping on things ASMR. That's what I figured you was talking about because of my nails. That's why I was like, with my nails. I thought about it, but do you think that it would be like, it would be worthwhile? Let me know, because I feel like ASMR was really popular a few years ago. I don't hear about it as much, so let me know. Let me know. Uh, all right, y'all. So y'all know. Some of y'all know about this whole beef thing that's been going on. Jake said I would enjoy it. I constantly watch ASMR. Mm, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll put out one video and see if people care. And if only one or two people care, maybe I'll do it for my subscribers on Instagram. If anybody even cares about that. Let's see. Okay, so y'all know about, so now we're gonna get into the beef. We got beefs, right? It's one person beefing with a number of people. Nicki Minaj. She's going off on a number of people, right? She's going off on SZA, Jay-Z, uh, Rock Nation in general. Uh, Dreezy said Nicki needs to leave the booger sugar alone. I don't I don't think she does that. Like, to be honest with you, I don't think she does that. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like for somebody at her that has her stats, I would expect like her to move a little differently. You get what I'm saying? I feel like her legacy is, she's solidified. Acts like this, it sort of makes her look like she's not as solidified in the game as she is. You know, I respect the fact that she's willing to be a voice for the people who feel like they can't speak up, or even for herself, she's willing to defend herself. I understand that. But there's ways to do that that don't end up looking so kind of reckless, you know? Um, what's up? What's up, Chucks? Yeah, it's just, it starts to look kind of wild because here's the thing, right? These other people, at least publicly, are not lashing out at her. I think when she went back and forth with SZA, SZA may have said a few like like shady things or whatever, but it wasn't to the same. She wasn't coming how Nicki was coming. I think these other people understand public perception, right? I just watched a video of a young lady that talked about like upping your social status, and she talked about how, in higher society, people really care about confidentiality. And I find that to be true in multiple areas, right? Whenever you start going higher in rank in a certain, maybe whether you do music, whether you're involved in business, people care about confidentiality. Even if you have an issue with someone, I mean, number one, going to others about it is seen as inappropriate. But then you go to the internet, it it starts to look wild, especially because you have no control over who's viewing you or listening to you, right? So you kind of open the floodgates for people to have all these wild assumptions and to you see what you just said about the booger sugar thing, like we all are gonna perceive this behavior in our own ways, and it takes away the mystery. It takes away how we see her in terms of what she's done in the industry. The thing with, I know everyone references Beyonce with the unbothered thing. If you really have watched her career, it's not necessarily that she's unbothered. She does address things, but she addresses them in a way where you can't really accuse her of being unhinged, right? She'll address them in her own way. For example, when people was going in on her daughter's hair, when her daughter got old enough and she had her, I think she went to a basketball game with her dad, and she had her hair out. It was her natural hair, and I think it was like curly or something. That was her way of addressing that. Oh, y'all said this and that. Okay, now let's see y'all say something. She always addresses things, but she addresses them at the right times where you can't say, oh, she was bothered, that's why she came out and said this or did that. Nah, she addresses them in her own time and in her own way. I think more artists need to learn that. It also adds to the person's mystery because we all can add our own input to that. Right? Because she never came out and said, oh, y'all said this, y'all did that. She's showing you. She don't gotta talk about it. She's showing you. Like there's, I don't know if that this is her own moves or her team's moves, but that is one of the things that keeps her at that level where not only her talent, but the way she carries herself, it's almost like she's untouchable in a way, right? Um, and let me not say I wish, because everybody has to do what they feel is right and whatever, and everyone's gonna handle stuff in their own way. But I do believe that if Nicki carried herself more like that, I think the perception of her would be a lot different. Um, let's see. Chuck said, "I love your gown." Well, thank you. I mean, it's a dress. Um, you'll see me in gowns. You'll see me in gowns, but it's just a little casual something. Dreezy said, "I knew she was nutty when she used to do that crazy voice in her songs. Excuse me, miss, you're a real fly girl." Or whatever the song. You know, yo, I didn't think she was nutty, but some of the behavior in recent years, I don't know if it's that, okay, there's certain celebrities, when I see them do things, I always be thinking, like, are their friends calling them and saying, yo, I don't know about this. But I feel like maybe with somebody like her, because she is such a force. I mean, this woman is very well decorated. And I know her money is long. Okay, I know that. Um, so I'd imagine that maybe for her, it's not as easy for her friends to step in and say, yo, chill. You know, I would hate to get to that level and not have the people closest to me be able to tell me about myself. You know, I always want to make sure people around me are honest with me. So, you know, and to keep me grounded and kind of keep me in check. Not saying she's a child that needs to be kept in check. I'm just saying, just as humans, sometimes we get in our fields and we want to address things, but you got to understand when you're at that level, you can't address them like everybody else addresses them because they're not in your position. They're not going to be in the rooms that you're in. Um, Somebody said he sat down. I knew what he meant. I knew what he meant. um, Drizzy. Oh yeah. Okay, I see you with the hearts. Cool touch. Let's see. Oh Lord, this is an interesting name. Okay, he has this interesting name, and then he said Free Diddy. I don't know if he would want a person with the name you got advocating for him at this moment. At this moment, I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, let's see. What's up, GW? Butch said, beautiful lady. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So we hit all our marks. Now, if y'all got any questions for me, y'all just want to chit chat, we could do a little bit of that before I get off this thing. JD said, love the natural look. Thank you. I'm gonna tell y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all. So I'm glad you said that. So y'all, if you've been following me, or even if you look at some of my older videos, y'all remember I used to do my hair like a lot differently than I style my hair now. So I'm gonna put out something talking about that. So there's gonna be a couple of Team of Thursdays that are pre-recorded, and I want to do like a little a video about that. I think it'll be cool. It'll also allow my audience to get to know me a little bit more as a person, as if y'all don't know me enough from these lives. Uh, let's see. Be easy. Say yo what? Let me know. Butch said welcome. Thank you, thank you. How do I say this name? I'm gonna say KO. Said, love your content. Can we get a 360? No, no, no. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? I do have have subscriptions on Instagram. So you could check me out on Instagram and hit subscribe. All right? All right. But thank you for saying you love my content. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here in a little minute. Unless y'all got some more questions for me. Dreezy said, for now, just enjoy. Listen, you know, you come for that, you stay for the conversation, right? Uh, hey, what's up? What's up, Eddie? What's up? All right, y'all. Look, I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for showing up. Appreciate that. Hopefully, as time goes on, we'll get a few more people talking in the chat. But Dreezy, thank you. You held it down. Thank you. Cause Dreezy stayed on topic and he had good commentary. MVP of the broadcast. MVP of the broadcast. All right, y'all. Everybody, well, some of y'all know what I say at the end of my broadcast. Everybody stay safe and stay blessed.